By the Gauteng Chairperson for the Right to Know campaign, Dale McKinley. Dale, welcome and thank you for coming in studio today.
Thank you.
Today, of course, is a particularly relevant day. Back in 1977, on Black Wednesday, a number of black consciousness movements banned, and of course publications. Journalists and the media don't face the same challenges today as they did in 1977, but what are the pertinent issues that you'd like to highlight today on Media Freedom Day?
I think the most pertinent issue that we want to basically talk about is the threat to media freedom. We have the laws. We have the institutional framework. We have a constitution. It's all there. Yes, we have that. But what we're finding and what we're seeing is a creeping political censorship and a creeping attack on the media in the name of transformation and in the name of, I think, a different kind, telling a different kind of story, sunshine news as the SABC calls it. And that's masking a censorship that is basically trying to take the discourse to a particular political party and a particular national discourse. So in other words, certain things shouldn't be talked about, certain things shouldn't be investigated, those are out of bounds. And that's what we're concerned about, is a creeping censorship and a creeping narrowing of the space for the media to do its job.
Well, of course, top of mind is the Protection of State Information Bill when you talk about a narrowing of media freedom there. But what other examples can you provide for us that seem to be creeping up, as you say?
Well, the most recent one was the other day, where SABC at the last minute cancelled one of the most popular shows it's ever had, which is the Big Debate Show. This is a very, very hard-hitting talk show which brings ministers, which brings civil society together. It's something that we need. And under the guise of wrong commissioning, they've canceled it. That smacks of political censorship at the last minute. We also have had the situation where media and investigative journalists who've gone after fraud and corruption stories in the state have been arrested, have been harassed, have been threatened. We have whistleblowers in places like in Mpumalanga who have lost their lives as a result of trying to expose media practitioners. So there are many different examples across the board.
Well, one would say government is holding its own celebrations to commemorate this day, so surely things aren't all that bad.
No, we have something to celebrate.
Yeah.
We have a good constitution. We have media freedom in the institutional and legal sense. But that doesn't mean that we can sit and just dance on one side and say everything's okay. I think any South African who's paying attention can see where the threats are coming from. We can see it not only in South Africa, but in the places like the United States and Europe, where the media is becoming threatened as a result of exposing corruption, exposing spying on your own citizens, doing these kinds of things. It's not a South Africa specific problem. But in this country, I think we're worried specifically, you mentioned Black Wednesday, because of our past, because of the political censorship of the state and the closing down of that space. We don't want to go back to there.
Well, thank you very much for your time. That was Dale McKinley, Gauteng Chairperson for Right to Know campaign.
News that moves. eNCA.com.